Alright guys, welcome back to the Elden Ring walkthrough, finally. It's been a while. So I have good news and wait, no. Alright, I spoiled the good news. The good news is I'm back. The rest is pretty much bad news. So my hand is still broken. I can hold the controller now, it's getting better, but it's still a little awkward. I can't like hold it normally, so I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna go. It's gonna be a little tough. But I do unfortunately have some idea how it's going to go. If you hadn't noticed yet, this is not the same character I've been playing on. So, got back the other day from traveling and tried to make up for lost time and do a big recording session. I sat down and in one episode did the entirety of Caelid from start to finish. Go to edit it and there was no audio. So, not awesome. I have a couple characters that were sort of close to where we were in the walkthrough, pretty far behind though. Like this, the two of them basically, like this one hasn't touched Aeonia at all essentially. The other one's done like half of Aeonia, but they're both pretty weak compared to what the other character I've been playing on was at. So this is definitely going to be a challenge. The other character's a bit more well equipped than this one, but they have done the first couple of locations in Caelid. So I'm going to do this character first to knock those locations out, because otherwise all the bosses and stuff would be dead already. And then we'll switch to the other character, and I don't know, they're both like level 50-ish. This one I think is 47 actually. And I've run through a lot of the games, so they're missing a lot of items. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. We'll make it work. But starting off here in Sellia Crystal Tunnel. If you don't have this grace for whatever reason, you can go back, go through the trap chest here at Dragonburnt Ruins and Limgrave. I haven't even done Weeping Peninsula. Oh, this is gonna suck. Alright. This place might be looted. We'll see. I just activated Godric's Great Rune because I hadn't even done that. This character doesn't have a whole lot of health. It's just gonna be a rough one today, but we'll push through. So, yeah, this place might be looted. I'll try to point out where things are to loot, but run up here, hug this right wall so you don't wake up any of the pests on the left, and we can just ignore the miners, and then we want to jump up on top of this hut as quickly as possible, get a jump on this guy. Really fun weapon. The character's weak, but I think it's at +4, +9. I think my weapons are maybe slightly higher level than what other character had. Gonna run past all these guys, take care of this one first. One of those miners is just gonna be angry with us, even though we didn't mess with them. At least one, I should say. Usually you can run past them, but for some reason this one aggro's just to make sure that you get pinched up here. It's gonna be an item right here on that corpse. I mean, I could go through my notes, I guess, and tell you what these items are, but I feel like pointing them out is probably going to suffice and save us a bit of time. Chest in there if you didn't get it way earlier in the game. Like I said, lots of smithing stones going to be scattered around the walls here, so keep an eye out. I don't remember exactly where they all are. I know there's some right here on this hill. There's going to be an item right in here as well. And then I think there's maybe a smithing stone back here in this corner too. I can't quite remember. But either way, hop up here, hop up here. You can make the jump to this beam. If you miss, it's no big deal though. It's a cuckoo glintstone. Do I have any? It's just a stronger version of one of these things, so if you don't get it, it's no big deal, but you can drop down later. Watch out for this guy. Somber Smithing Stone 3, nice drop. Item right there on that corpse. And then up here, I'm just going to make a beeline for this ladder over here to get up to the roof. Either to kill this guy or A lot of times he'll just hop down. Not cooperating today though. I don't have any blue flasks on me, do I? Alright, item right there on that corpse, then you can kick this ladder down for a shortcut back down to that hill that we were just on, so you don't have to go through all that jumping nonsense again to get back up here. Pretty sure there's going to be smithing stones in this corner. Chest in this room. And then we can move on. Item on the corpse up ahead, that's bait. There's going to be a guy that hops out from the left here. Oh, guy's weapon, sick. It is somewhat rare drop. Sneak up on these guys and backstab them if you don't have a whip. I will not be doing any backstabbing right now. Corpse there, I feel like there's something up here, maybe smithing stones. You'll see them in your game. And then boss time. So, this, might be more smithing stones in here. Check all the corners. As usual, this boss, huge pain in the ass. It's, there's gonna be... I guess I've died here, because I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be some wooden doors. That makes sense, though. So, this boss, it's kind of like... It's kind of like just getting bullied, but if your bully could also manipulate gravity. I don't know what middle school you guys went to, if that was a thing for you, but... it's not fun. So it's like this big bull thing. It can do normal like bull things, swing with its horns, swipe with its tail. Bulls don't really do that. It's got a giant like scorpion tail too, so you know, again, don't know what kind of what the bulls are working with where you're from, if they have tails like that, but it can charge at you, and then there's also the gravity stuff. And there's also a big jump. It'll jump in the air, do like a somersault thing, kind of a delay before it falls. But let's get to it. It's got soft spots wherever you see white patches of fur. I think it's fur. Any kind of summon that does like the jellyfish poison would be great here, because this is one of those fights I feel like you spend more time dodging. Oh no. Dodging than actually attacking. So any kind of constant damage. Oh, dude. This is going to be rough. Any kind of constant damage is going to help with that a lot. So, tail has huge range, and also builds up the hemorrhage status effect, so you definitely don't want to get hit like that. There's the jump. Hit with that, not like that. Alright. 1, 2, 3. I like to roll at the end just to be safe. Seem like prancing around, lifting his head with the purple glow. You can just sprint through. Realistically, you can sprint through all 3 of them. Definitely the first 2, but I like to roll at the end of the 3rd one just to be safe, because it's a much wider attack. That is a grab. Make sure to mash the bumpers if you do get grabbed, so let go will be easier. It's got a couple of these like rock throws. Usually you want to dodge forward, but I'm dumb. The rock again. I thought he was gonna grab. 1, 2. I just keep sprinting. See, you can get to the edge, but it's close, so it's usually safer to roll. big AoE thing around him, pretty easy to see coming. Rule of thumb, like I said, just don't stand the purple. He can charge like 4 times, I believe, if he doesn't hit you, which usually hits me because I suck again. Alright, no more heals. I was about to say time to lock in, and just got hit with the full combo. You can also, just remembered, when he charges, you can throw a throwing pot at his face on that weak spot and it'll cause him to fall over. Get some free damage that way. But the problem is this arena is like so small that when he charges, he's so close to you to begin with that it kind of like doesn't... You don't have time most of the time. Like, he's got to be on one edge of the arena and you got to be on the other because the throwing pot animation is not really that quick. Time to demonstrate that shortcut, I suppose. I need a faster weapon. I might just drop one of these whips for the other. Which one's higher level? +9. +4 times 2.5. So that one would be +10. So we'll just stick with the right hand. I'm gonna summon the wolves too. Why not? I don't know what's in this. We'll drink it. I'm sure you guys will forgive me this once. Strange circumstances. Alright. Oh, he's going for the wolves, and he gave up. Well, thanks for all the help, guys. What'd I do without you? There's all 4 charges, because I actually dodged it this time. Disgusting delayed tail swing. Oh! Okay. Alright, so I will be the first to admit that this has taken more attempts than I anticipated. However, I am level 47, skipped half the game. This thing is made of space rock, and I have chosen to hit it with a rope. So I don't really know what I expected. After that the second run, I realized I still had Radagon's Sword Seal equipped and was willingly taking more damage. So after assessing the situation, I realized that that might not be the move. So I took it off. Next run, got it down to about 15% health, which was great. Still died though, not great. Run after that, got it down to like 7% health. And then the run after that, did that again. Still haven't sealed the deal. This time I'm going to try the jellyfish. If the jellyfish can lock in and poison it before it dies, I think we can win this. Alright, cool. Dying to the camera. Chill with the tail, my guy. Keep shooting that poison, buddy. We need it. I need you right now. It's over. We're so back. It's over. We're so back. It's... No, we're still back. It's over. No, we're back. I don't know where he went. Whoever in one of my old videos said you make this game look too easy. This one's for you. Alright, he did not get the poison down. Oh! Wait, no, I have a whip. No! No! I just threw. I should have just kept swinging. No, 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 not like this. Shit on. Alright. Got a Somber Smithing Stone 6, 5 Smithing Stone 7, some Gravity Stone chunks, and the Somber Stone Miner's Bell bearing 1, which will allow you to purchase an infinite supply of Somber Smithing Stone 1s and 2s from the Twin Maiden Husks at Round Table Hold. Oh, I've been waiting a while to say those words. Alright. Well, on to the next challenge. Since we killed the boss, we can warp out of here. You want to go to Rot View Balcony, which you should have on your game, because we got it on our other character. But I need to go to Smoldering Church, because I don't have it on this character. So we bested Space Route Guy with our rope. Next we have to cut down a tree with our rope. Which hopefully won't be as fun as that one. So we're gonna run over here. I know we picked up a rune arc earlier in the game. From this spot, because I wanted to show you guys how the Great Runes worked. But if you didn't get it, it should be on this tree branch down here. And then I usually like to take these guys out just because I don't want them interfering in the fight ahead. Can we... Alright. Alright, dude. Do I have any? Nope. Well, let's get things moving then. This one does a big Scarlet Rot blast and it goes like deceptively far. I don't like this corner I put myself in. Alright. So thankfully, other than the Scarlet Rot AoE thing, pretty standard Erdtree avatar fight. And we at least have one thing going for us, which is that this weapon does fire damage, which he's weak to, so... That's pretty cool. He can almost one-shot me though, which is not cool, so... Time to lock in once again. And he's just gonna keep spamming this. Because he heard me say it was annoying. Bro, come on. Why are you like this? Find some cover, or don't, just run to the side. All these giant jars will block those, but only like one shot, then they break, so it's not actually useful cover. Watch out for that AoE. Or swords. So obnoxious. Maximum obnoxious. Oh, dude. My luck has truly run out. I have to top off my health since he'll one-shot me otherwise. I just, like, I'm filing a complaint at this point. Why does he keep doing it? And then that, dude. And again. This is just his favorite combo. No, that's gonna kill me. I survived. One of those hits me, it's over. I bet he does the slam. Oh yeah, who would have thought? Alright, down it goes. So should drop a couple crystal tears for us. Get the green burst crystal tear and the flame shrouding cracked tear. And then over here on this branch there should be a cracked pot for us, which for you should be 14. For this guy is probably like 5. It is 5. Alright, next spot on the list. Got, wait, I just realized something. Hang on. I'm doing this wrong. Okay, well, next spot here. We'll do it this way. Next place we are, where we were supposed to do, is the, minor Erdtree Catacombs right here. So I'm gonna grab the Grace, show you guys what that is. But I forgot my original plan was to just knock out the areas that my other character had done first, because they're slightly stronger than this one. So instead, I'm gonna call an audible and do these two areas over here first. So if you go back to Rotview Balcony and head south. Might be some golden runes over here. I can't remember if we picked these up earlier or not. And then up ahead somewhere, there will be a spot to drop down a couple of times to get to a cave entrance. Right here. Alright, and then you can drop down to the left. Wait, no, this is Gael Tunnel. We did Gael Tunnel, didn't we? We're looking for Gaol Cave. Scrolling back up in my notes. It would have been probably at the beginning of Aeonia. Yeah, we did Gael Tunnel already. Okay, I'm not crazy. And I can't jump back up. Alright, well, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go do Gael Tunnel. This stage keeps getting better. Alright, so instead of Gael Tunnel, which is right here and spelled G-A-E-L, we're looking for Gaol Cave, but because it's Elden Ring and everything has to be a problem, it's spelled G-A-O-L. Hence my confusion. So I'm gonna run down here. This is Fort Gael? Hold on, I gotta check again. We're just gonna grab this, because I feel like I'm being chased by a giant dog. Oh, we got distracted. Wonderful. This is Fort Gael. Alright, well. Grab that just for fun. Make our way around the outside. And then kind of over here, just look for a place to drop down. There should be like a big root or something. Yeah, that'll work. If I don't have stone sword keys for this, I am... I don't even know. Please. Alright, we are back 2 stone sword keys richer. And we are now 2 stone sword keys poorer. Do I have a lantern? No, of course not. Why would I have a lantern? Grab the Grace. Open the chest. Get a rune arc. I'm gonna pop. This is our last cave on this character. Probably just deleting it after this out of spite. Kill the rat, get the golden rune 2 there. And then we're basically just gonna run through the entire cave, not stopping for anything until we get to a room full of rats, plural. The 1 rat rooms do not count. At the end of it, we're gonna pull a lever that's gonna open like all these cages, and then I have a whole bunch of a mess to deal with. But since we're gonna have a lot more enemies after we open the cages, might as well take out everyone that is here now. So we have less to deal with later. Should be coming up on those rats any second now. Here we go. Extremely satisfying. Golden Rune 4, turtleneck meat. Watch out for those caltrops, don't get poisoned. There's gonna be 3 more of these guys to deal with in here. There we go. Crack open the chest. Somber Spindly Stone 5. I think there's one more outside as well. Usually there is. He's upstairs. Huh. Weird. Alright, well, pull the lever. It's gonna open all the gates. Or the cages, I guess. And these guys are kind of like the putrid corpses we've seen before, except they explode. When they explode, they'll one-shot themselves, and they'll do damage to you and the things around them, but the guys around them don't take very much damage, they sort of just get sent flying. So, it's easier to just kind of focus them one at a time and make them blow themselves up. A couple hits should do the job. Yeah, you don't want to get cornered though, because it'll get dangerous. In this room, we got some old fangs, pillory shield. You can ignore the gate straight across, because that's a path to take us back to the beginning of the dungeon. And then that's the way we came. We fell through the floor and dropped down into there. And then in here, got a golden rune 2, and then we can make our way back over to the right side. Another golden rune 2, and then on the left there's going to be a room with a ton of these guys, but there's no actual loot in it, so you can just ignore it. That's the one. The one after it though, quickly before anyone catches up to us, get the Wakizashi, Stone Sword Key, and a golden rune 4. The Wakizashi is cool because normally when you pair 2 weapons of different types, like a katana and a dagger for instance, they're not going to have any special moveset when you use the left bumper L1. But if you do have the same type of weapon in both hands, you get a special moveset. So like if I have a straight sword and a whip and I use my left attack button, it's just going to use my left weapon. But if I have 2 whips, you get the special combo, right? So the Wakizashi counts as a dagger, but it pairs with katana, so you actually get the dual katana moveset if you have the Wakizashi in your offhand with a main hand katana, which is pretty cool. Anyway, that is it for this room basically. Back in this one that I was just in, if you break these boards over here, find a spot to drop down. I can't see anything. That looks like a platform. Oh. I was sort of right. And then boss time. Another duelist, frenzied duelist, fought Grave Warden duelist. They're all kind of the same. If you don't have a whip, you can go for backstabs, but, you know. Just watch out for their combos, because they can decide to keep them going for quite a long time. It's got a grab attack too, you want to watch out for. And don't get hit when he has that red glowing damage buff up too, that would be smart. And down he goes. Alright, and then a portal's gonna appear right here. To my right. We're gonna ignore that, get the putrid corpse ashes for killing him. Make sure you go outside first. Get the regalia of Aeonia. I don't know how to say it, but it's essentially the sword that the bell-bearing hunters use, that they like throw it and it like floats around with that red magic glow. Pretty cool. You can, at least at some point, I don't know if they've patched it, probably not, but you can actually get up here with some really clever torrent antics. But I didn't do that earlier. But that's the Third Church of America from way back in like the first episode, Limgrave. So if you really wanted to get that early, it is possible. It's not very easy to do, but you can kind of like Skyrim horse your way up this wall. But anyways, that I think is going to do it for what we're covering on this character. So I'm going to go ahead and switch and hopefully never play this one again. Alright, so here we are back at the minor Erdtree Catacombs right here on the map. Try to do a better job using the map from here on out. Now this character is like based on Millicent, an NPC that we haven't met yet in the walkthrough, but we will meet today, and it's going to get kind of weird because there's going to be two Millicents on screen, but that's alright, you know, it's nothing's really going that well in this episode as it is, so what's one more weird thing, right? I'd recommend, if you have it, to memorize Flame Cleanse Me at this grace. We're going to be dealing with lots of rot and poison and whatnot in Caelid and also in this catacomb, so I'm probably going to remind you of that several more times throughout the episode, but Flame Cleanse Me, if you can get it, get it. Once we go down the elevator, we're going to head west first, straight ahead. Be more imps. I'm actually using a katana and the wakizashi on this character, so you can see this guy. Are you serious, dude? Dagger in my offhand, katana in my main hand, but despite that, get the dual katana set. There's gonna be this guy and another one right around the left, so try to bait one of them over to you. Maybe they'll both just be difficult. Pretty on brand for today. Grave Glovewort 3 right there. Forgot about that guy. The imps are just on a different level in this place. Alright, I have a knife in my forehead. So run in here, pull the lever. That's going to open the boss door for us, of course. And then we can backtrack all the way to the lift and go down that other path to the east. Grave Glovewort 4 there. And then, do I have any crystal darts? Don't. Can I make any crystal darts? Can. So up here to the right, there's going to be 2 imps. I like to frenzy the first one on the right because he throws fire pots down onto the slimes below. And they're very, very weak to fire and pretty resistant to just about everything else. So, nice distraction for us. We run through and grab all this stuff. Sometimes the imps up there just beef with each other instead, so that seems to be what happened. But usually, he'll help out with the slimes. Activate the elevator and then we can drop down. There's going to be an imp right there. Cool. Dealt with. And then there's going to be more rot in here. We're going to keep moving. Immediately cut to the right. Grab the Ghost Glovewort 4 and head up the staircase. And then some crabs in here for some reason. Small ones, thankfully, so can't really complain. Golden Rune 4, Grave Glovewort 4, and then you can head up this ladder. There should be a couple of dormant imps in this room. A couple of free kills. Another Grave Glovewort, another imp. Get the imp head wolf. And now here to the left are going to be those imps that were, we frenzied one of them, so I'm guessing he's dead. He is. And, oh, they're both dead somehow. Okay, well, that works for me. Grave Glovewort 5 there. And then you can head back to the bottom of that ladder. Or all the way back to that room with the rot in it. Before we get back into combat, actually, go ahead and craft up like 10-ish. I'm gonna have maybe 3 stacks of those, so like between 10 and 15 of them. Crystal darts, because they will come in very handy for the boss fight here in a second. Out here, cut to the right, Grave Violets. And we are good to go to the boss. So this is going to be a duo Erdtree Burial Watchdog fight. You want to bring the crystal darts because you can frenzy them. It's going to take 4 darts on the same one to frenzy it, and then they'll fight each other. I usually like to just frenzy them both just because, like, I don't know. That's just what I like to do. I don't feel like I need to explain myself. But I would focus the staff one first because they're both basically the same, except the staff one can also do some basic sorcery. But they just demolish each other, especially in like the stagger department. So you can run in and get a crit if you want. And down they go, just like that. So if you don't have the crystal darts, that's a lot more complicated, but really, really easy with the crystal darts. Get the Mad Pumpkin Head Ashes, and then instead of taking the portal, just warp back to Rotview Balcony. That'll be faster. And from here, probably have this item already since we've been here earlier in the walkthrough, but if not, there it is. There's gonna be a couple, where are you at? A couple of these giant crows. Alright, these are kind of a problem. Don't love fighting them, but sometimes there's no way around it. So look for a spot to drop down over here. And the closest crow is probably going to see us and drop down. Maybe not. There's going to be an item in the middle of this area. And then another one kind of to the northeast. And then there's going to be a staircase that we're going to run to hide from the crows. So I'm telling you that ahead of time because I don't want to deal with the crows, so I'm just going to run through it. Some Trina's lilies around here too, which makes sense considering the item that's up ahead. Oh, I forgot about the stone sword key. Iframes, biatch. Just kidding, no stone sword key. Alright. I might have the hardest life. So we're gonna run this back with stone sword keys. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so if you do have stone sword keys, it looks something more like this. Go downstairs. Crack this open for the Sword of Saint Trina. This thing's really cool. Its special attack has like this mist that does sleep buildup, and then also just all of its attacks do some sleep buildup. So there aren't really many options in the game if you want to run a sleep build, but this is one of them. So there's that if you want it. And then you could, while we're out of combat, save and quit, and it'll reset the birds outside, but I'm just going to send it. Mount up Torrent right away. Hop over the wall, and go like east, northeast, just follow these cliffs to the left. And when the cliffs ends, just keep going straight east until you get to this grace here. Alright, cool. And then turn around, stick to the left to avoid that first dog there. Dogs are pretty similar to the crows, honestly, but not nearly as bad. He should see you and run over. And then one more. Actually, well, yeah, no, we do need to kill him, because otherwise the teardrop scarab will run away. Doesn't really make sense. We need to kill him because the teardrop scarab will run away, and then the dog will chase us, and it'll make it harder to catch the teardrop scarab. Kill that one for the Whirl of Flame incantation, and then you can backtrack a bit to the other side of this caravan and get everyone's favorite weapon. The Greatsword. Alright, and then in the middle, got a giant crow to deal with. I'm not sure if I'll be able to land a stance break on these guys, but they do like a fake out. They'll pretend to be stance broken, and then they'll hit you with a grab attack. Just could keep spamming jump attacks and see if I can show you. There we go. Oh, that was real, but just make sure it's real. Make sure they fall over all the way. Sometimes they will just kind of like, you'll hear the sound as if you had stance broken them, and they'll like look off balance like they're on one leg, and then they'll recover. So you got to keep up the pressure or just get out of the way, but just don't be too hasty with assuming you're in the clear after you hear that sound is the point I'm trying to get at. Grab the explosive great bolts and the rune arc, and then over here kind of just sneak past this dog and go over to the cliff. Very somber, smithing stone 4. And then if you're not in combat, warp back to Caelem Ruins, that grace that we just picked up a second ago. Make sure my audio is still here. Good. Don't want to do this a third time. Alright, and then from here, it's kind of the same deal as the other ruin we were just at over there with the crows. I'm just going to run through here because there's not too much in the way of items, and I don't want to fight all the enemies, but there's going to be more of those, like, exploding, flaming corpse guys. So, first building on the right is going to be some drawstring fire grease right here. And building on the left, smoldering butterflies, and then the back left building. Just ignore that thing. Great dragonfly heads. And then turn around and you can head down the stairs. So this is going to be a duo Mad Pumpkin head. Unfortunately, there's no cheese as good as the Erdtree Burial Watchdogs, but these are also just pumpkin heads, so it's not really as much of a threat. One down, and then it's just a normal pumpkin head fight, so you shouldn't have any problem. And you can always summon, of course, to split them up if you're not doing a walkthrough where people would yell at you for doing that. It's a little closer than it needed to be. Nothing for killing them, unfortunately, but it does open up this door over here so you can crack open the chest. And get the Visage Shield, which is kind of cool. Never really used it, but it looks cool. Then, go outside and that chariot still might be around, so hop up Torrent quickly, and then we want to run south towards this wall and kind of back towards the road as well. Alright, so for the next part, do I want to do this? I don't know. I guess I'll do it anyway. So we're basically just gonna hop on Torrent and run as fast as possible because there's gonna be a bunch of random items on this route. We're gonna make our way over there to Fort Jail again. Fort Gael. That one's Gael, not Jail. The other one's Jail, the other one's Gael, and that one's also Gael. I got it now. But on the way, there's a bunch of random items. Now, none of them are like super worth getting. It's kind of a pain because you got to deal with a bunch of crows and dogs, but I'll show you where they are anyway. So run up here at first crow. Already upset. Golden Rune 9. Make your way towards the next hill. Down here in the little valley. Going to be a bunch of Arteria leaves you can grab. Climb up the next hill. Smithing Stone 5. On that branch right ahead of me is a hanging Teardrop Scarab, which has a Somber Smithing Stone 3 on it, but I cannot imagine why anyone in this situation would want to stop for that, so I'm not going to. It's there if you want it, though. And then if you make your way forward towards the smoldering wall... I don't know if this is the smoldering wall still, but it's a smoldering wall. Over here is going to be some soldiers and a knight, and if you're really fast, you can crack open this chest for... I've done it already. There are 2 slumbering eggs in there. Being chased by all manner of creatures. And then... over here, there's a spot to drop down somewhere that's safe. And you can loot this guy in the chair, who apparently I've also looted already, for a Somber Smithing Stone 4. And once you have all that stuff, we can make our way back up the hill towards Fort Gael. No, I did it wrong again. And there will be a grace right over here for you, which is the one that we picked up on the other character on our way to that cave. Alright, cool. Now that everything's reset, before we move on, there is this invisible teardrop scarab here that we need to deal with. This one takes a very wide route. Oh, come on, I had it. Oh no, I've upset a dog. How did it see me from so far away? And it called all of them over. Let's go, dude. Best day ever. I would stay still and just wait for it to come around, but I literally can't do that now. Got it. Alright, Ash of War Flame of the Redmane's definitely worth picking up despite the potential headache of doing so. Hopefully I can beat the dogs over here and reset them. We did it. Alright, now then, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing and just hop on tour and run. Literally just ignore all of these enemies because we want to get up to the Redmane Knight on the hill in front of us as soon as possible. There's some explosive great bolts over here if you really want them. There's a guy right there with a horn also, but you just want to get up here and kill this guy as fast as possible. Otherwise you're going to keep spamming this like gravity arrow rain thing that's not going to make your life any easier. Alright, once he's dealt with, run over here to the entrance of the fort. And the gate is currently closed, so just make your way around the outside. Just kill that guy for the hell of it. You can ignore the ladder right now too. Now there is a way to get like a dropping attack and hit a crit on these guys if you land on that vent on the top of their heads, but it's like really hard to pull off. I do it successfully like 1 in 10 times, so I'm not gonna bother trying, but this is an alright spot to like test that out. There's like information about it in one of those notes that you can buy from merchants somewhere, so feel free to give that a shot, but I'm not going to. Drop down, grab Flame, grant me strength, smoldering butterflies on the fire, and then we're just going to loop back around to that entrance that we just ran past. Flame, grant me strength, another low requirement incantation. I think it takes like 15 faith. I can check in a second, but I usually carry that around too because it's just a nice damage buff. It buffs physical damage and fire damage. So, I mean, maybe you're not running fire, but if you're running any kind of melee build, it's just a damage buff for you, so kind of nice to have around. And it only requires, yeah, 15 faith, so pretty good deal. Hop up here, I like to crouch to sneak up on this guy. Couple warming stones. Up the stairs, and then I like to kind of bait these guys back towards the staircase. Or if you can kill one quickly, that would be ideal, because there's a knight that comes out of that tower back there, so it's just easier to not fight them all at once. I hate when they're smart. Down he goes. And then you can crack open this chest. For the Scar Sturge heirloom, which that one should be the one that buffs your strength, I believe. Yes. And then you can ignore this tower here. At the top of it is a waygate that will take you to the Radon Festival. I don't think I've really talked about this yet, but Redmane Castle is around here somewhere. It's actually super far away. I'll explain that stuff when we get to Redmane Castle, but long story short, we don't want to be at the Radon Festival just yet. Some mushrooms there, and then over here we got a lever to open that gate. So the entrance is open to us now, and then hop down here, and if you're a caster, I'm pretty sure you can just cheese the, well, I'm not pretty sure, you should be able to just cheese the lion with ranged attacks from up here on this ledge, but if you're melee, you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Right on the snout. Rune Arc, and then he will drop the Ash of War Lion's Claw, which is that like Artorias flip that you saw the Redmane Knight with the bow do on us a second ago, and it's also the intrinsic Ash of War on the Claymore in this game for some reason. Guess there's nothing up here. Alright, that's it for Fort Gael. I said it right. Definitely didn't look at my notes. Okay. Next, I did have Gaol Cave on the agenda, which is the one we got the Wakizashi from on the other character. But as I explained, I have it on this character, so obviously I've already done that, which is why we did it out of order. Now, though, we can go to... I guess, yeah, you can just warp there. We will exit the way we came in. And straight across this little lake here. See some ruins up ahead. Gonna hop off Torrent, crouch, sneak up on this guy for a backstab, hopefully. And then go downstairs. I do have a lantern on this character. And we're just gonna eradicate everything that moves in this room. And you'll know you're done when you get the flasks refilled. We're not done. No, we are. Okay, well I guess Elden Ring just decided I didn't want any more flasks. open that door, crack open the chest for the Meteoric Ore Blade. Another pretty cool katana. And then up here, I don't really feel like dealing with this right now. There's gonna be a corpse over here on this tree. See it glowing right there straight ahead with some rot grease, and then over to the left there's gonna be a corpse right there by that dog and the other guy with 5 great dragonfly heads. But I don't want to deal with all the pests roaming around and all the dogs that also build up scarlet rot. It's just a whole mess. So it's there if you want it. I don't. So I'm going to warp to the smoldering wall and get on with this episode. Alright, so from here, I'm just going to hop on the road. And I guess, I don't know, the Knight's Cavalry is pretty far away, but he does technically patrol this road. So I'm just going to pass time to morning. Not deal with an extra boss that we don't have to right now. And then follow the road south. Off to the side a bit to not upset the patrol. And then up here on the left should be an Ash of War on a Teardrop Scarab. Nice. Lifesteal Fist, and then that leads us right into a Grace. Merchant down here, and he has some stuff as usual. So if you don't have 12 Faith yet, or you just don't plan on getting it for Flame Cleanse Me, probably pick up the Preserving Boluses, because otherwise I don't know what you're going to do when you get afflicted by Scarlet Rot, but again, would highly recommend just picking up Flame Cleanse Me and keeping that on you. And then you got some Aeonian Butterflies. These are used to craft anything that causes rot buildup, so like grease or pots or whatever. But these butterflies don't respawn in the world, which makes them fairly rare. You can farm basilisks for them in the Lake of Rot, which we haven't officially been to yet, even though we did see it from above in Ainsel River when we covered that. So don't feel pressured to buy them while you're here, just because I said that they're rare. And that's pretty much all I want to say about that guy. And down the hill just a little bit more is another Grace. Some people wonder why I just like carry around 100,000 runes with me sometimes, and it's like, it's because there's a Grace in this game every 50 feet, so I'm not really that worried about getting my runes back if I die. Okay, so from here, let's head back to the road. Avoid this patrol once again if possible. And we have another Grace, proving my previous point. And up the hill to the right is going to be a bowl with some starlight shards in it. And then we can go back to the road once again. You see over the crest of that hill an absolute problem. So up ahead is a dragon called Decaying Ekzykes, or as Microsoft Word likes to call him, with the autocorrect function, Decaying Enzymes. And he's quite a handful. For the most part, it's a normal dragon fight moveset wise, I guess, but that feels like a gross oversimplification, because just his normal stomps will create a damaging cloud of scarlet rot that actively hurts you if you stand in it, builds up the Scarlet Rot status effect, and of course then will inflict you with the Scarlet Rot status effect, which is going to open you up to a world of hurt. If you have not figured it out yet, Scarlet Rot is incredibly lethal. Not to mention, he also has a couple extra breath attacks thrown into his moveset that the other dragons don't have, that cover an absolutely massive area with rot clouds. Like, I'm talking like nuclear rot clouds, alright? So, he's kind of a problem. Now, when I was writing this guide, I was simultaneously, like, I was running a couple different characters, right? And one of them was a Dragon Communion incantation build, so I wanted to kill this guy early to get his Dragon Heart and his signature Dragon incantation, which means that he is definitely possible to kill right now, but you might want to hold off a bit until you have a stronger arsenal. I'll cover him at the end of the Caelid walkthrough, or, well, I guess at the end of this episode, with all the night bosses and field bosses, just like I have all the other zones. But this is one of those ones that's definitely worth holding off on. It's just not... All you get from him is Dragon Heart and the Scarlet Rot Breath incantation, so if you're not going to use those, then there's no point in killing him. But I'll do it anyway. Anyway, up here to the right, got some more sarcophagi, who knows how to say that. And then one of these guys is going to turn into a troll. I think it's the one all the way at the back, so go ahead and clear these guys out at your leisure. Loot the golden runes. Golden rune 1, how insulting. This is the one that's going to be a problem. But just like all the other guys that turn into something when you kill them, it's going to drop a larval tier for us, so worth doing. Down he goes, and there it is, larval tier as promised. Skip through the little pop-up window, but that's alright. And then we can head down here to the church, or the cathedral, sorry, of Dragon Communion, which is the one that we've been told about a couple of times. There's that message way back in Limgrave off the coast at the Church of Dragon Communion. It told us that there is a cathedral far to the east. If you're quick, you can rest here. Okay, well, he's quicker, so deal with this first. And then Yura also told us about it, I think. One of his extra dialogue lines. Ooh, hot. I feel like that didn't hit me, personally. Just my opinion. Just let me backstab you, dude. Oh, you're so annoying. Stuck. Okay. Get the Ancient Dragon Apostles Cookbook 3 there. Rest to the side of grace. Get my dignity back. Just kidding, it's long gone. And if you crack this open, you will see what I alluded to far earlier in the walkthrough, which is that we have our normal Dragon Communion incantations that you can get at the church, like Dragon Fire, Glintstone Breath, Dragon Ice, Dragon Claw, Dragon Maw. But we also here at this one specifically have the upgraded versions of them that come from killing those named dragons throughout the world. So Dragon Fire, and then the upgraded version, Aegil's Flame, because we killed a Gael who used regular fire. And then I haven't killed it yet on this character because, like I said, I've like done only a little bit, like the beginning section of Aeonia on this character, but we did kill Glintstone Dragon Smarag or something, I think it is. So you should also have that upgraded version here for you. Rotten Breath, if you hadn't guessed, kill Ekzykes right outside and you're going to get the Ekzykes Decay upgraded version of this. We haven't met the upgraded dragon or ice dragon yet. And then way back when up in Dragon Barrow we killed that giant dragon Grail for all the runes. And we got access to Grail's Roar, which costs 3 dragon hearts, but it's worth picking up because this is one of the 7 legendary sorceries and incantations. So if you want that achievement or trophy, you're going to want to pick that up. But with that, I think that's pretty much all we need here at the Cathedral. So I'm going to run outside and go back to the road. If it's nighttime, make sure you set the time of day, because right over here is where the Knights Cavalry will pop up. So don't want to deal with that just yet. Follow this road east just a bit and we get the map for Caelid finally. Which seems incomplete, but you gotta remember that this whole section up here is technically Dragon Barrow, so that's where we'll get that map, as you can see. This map really isn't all that helpful either because it just looks like vomit on a page, but I'm no artist, I suppose. We get a cracked pot here that's going to be 15, I believe. Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 15. Get the champion set. I believe that's the starter set for the hero, I think it's called. And then there's a note called Gravity's Advantage. If you buy that, it's going to tell you that if you use any of that like purple gravity magic that pulls people towards you, it's actually going to pull things out of the sky. So any like airborne enemy, like a bat or something above you, it will pull them down to the ground, which is kind of cool. If you're using gravity magic, maybe you figured that out already. If not, there you go. And then, I think, go east a bit more, and then there should be a grace, I think, like right here. Yes. Pick that up, and then down here, I'm gonna go wide so we don't piss off all the marionettes down there. Down by the bank we got some chairs with some loot. Rune Arc, Sacramental Buds, and some Smithing Stone 4s. And then go back towards the merchant. There's gonna be like a trail back here somewhere. Follow it over to the Golden Seed. And then we're gonna cut hard left and go into this pit really quick. Make sure you're on torrent because we don't want to deal with these crows. They're overlooking the Windy Crystal Tier. And then hop up here, continue going left. And down here, if you want it, there's a Lion's Guardian you can fight, and he's guarding a couple corpses. One of them here has, if I can get to it, oh my god. I missed it. Alright, it's Beast Blood. There's 3 on that corpse and 2 on the corpse we just picked up. And then you can, of course, kill the Lion Guardian for more and some Old Fangs if you want to. I don't want to deal with him on his own, and the crows are probably going to intervene, so I'm definitely not dealing with him. Come over here where the path splits, go right, keep running, because all the dogs, the ones with the glowing eyes, will hunt in the pack, so we don't want to deal with that. Then there's a crow that's going to hop down up here from the right, so quickly deal with this Teardrop Scarab. Somber Smithing Stone 4. Oh yeah, that reminds me, the Lion Guardian should also drop another Somber Smithing Stone 4, but I feel like you have not a lot of use for those right now, so it's really not essential to do that. Abuse the iframes, ignore the dogs, ignore the crow, and we are in the Caelid Catacombs. Once again, friendly reminder, flame cleanse me if you have it. Throw it on. Let's bump this up to 40. Or closer to 40 at least. Alright, so this first room has some rot flowers going to pop up when we run inside. Just ignore them. Grab the Grave Glovewort 4. Skeleton off to the left. Grave Glovewort 3. Let's go ahead and wake this guy up. And there's going to be like a proper large Miranda flower around the corners to the right, so you might get hit with some of those sunlight beams here. We're going to very quickly drop down below us. Hit this illusory wall. Hop in here, loot everything as fast as you can, because more flowers spawn out here, and you don't want them to corner us in there. And we're going to go back up here. Flame cleanse me to get rid of the rot buildup. Go back in. Grave Glovewort 3. Sneak behind you for a couple Ghost Gloveworts. And we're out of here. Ghost Glovewort 4 there. Grave Glovewort 4, or 2 Grave Glovewort 4s, sorry. And we hit a dead end. Get rid of the rot buildup. This is an illusory wall. Pull the lever. And it's boss time. This is going to be another Cemetery Shade. We fought one of these before. Very, very squishy, just kind of like hard to get a hold of and actually hit. Somewhat weak to holy damage. I think I misspoke the last time we fought one and told you to craft holy pots because they are weak to holy damage, but not like Deathrite Bird weak. The holy damage like really messes up things that live in death, as it says, I think. But it just does a little extra damage to these guys, so there's no point in crafting holy pots. You see that attack, the little green orb, try to use a pillar to block it. Can roll through it, but the timing is a little difficult, so. And just watch out for these long combos, because he'll build up bleed really fast on you. Like so. Just wanted to demonstrate that for the sake of the walkthrough, of course. It had nothing to do with my individual skill, I promise. Down he goes. Get the Kindred of Rot Ashes, and then you can take the portal back to the entrance. Check the recording. It looks like we still have audio. Beautiful. Could not ask for more. I definitely could, but I won't. Alright, and same thing, all those enemies are going to be back, so just mount Torrent, ride like the wind, ignore the crow, ignore the dogs, we just don't want to deal with them. And we're aiming for this siege tower thing over here, sort of. Now up ahead in the distance is Redmane Castle. So what I was going to explain earlier and then changed my mind, I will explain now. I think there's some smoldering butterflies or something around here. Yeah. Grab this grace, and then usually a war breaks out behind us, so you don't actually have to rest to reset anything. Looks like it's happened again, so I'm just gonna let them kill each other and we might get some free runes out of it. But yeah. Redmane Castle is kind of weird. It's got two states. If you were to rush here straight at the beginning of the game, it would be full of enemies, have a boss fight at the end of it. Just kind of a standard minor legacy dungeon similar to Castle Morn back in Weeping Peninsula. Ash of War Cragblade right there. But after you trigger the Radahn Festival, which you can do a number of ways, you go through Ranni's questline and tell Blythe about Radahn, which we did down in Schiefer River. I think activating any Grace and Altus Plateau will do it as well. But once it's activated, Redmane Castle turns into a complete ghost town. There's absolutely no one inside until the final courtyard, which is like right above my character's head. And then that courtyard will be full of NPCs gathering for the Radahn Festival. We fight Radahn down here in this like sand dune up ahead. So that's how we're going to end Caelid, of course. That's like the major boss, the demigod. But you can come to Redmane Castle and do it before the Radahn Festival if you really want to. I've elected to trigger the Radahn Festival in the walkthrough already. If you've been following along, it should be active for you as well from when we spoke to Blythe. But if not, it doesn't matter. You can do Redmane Castle before the Radahn Festival, or after you do the Radahn Festival or kill Radahn, that is, Redmane Castle will repopulate, and you can just do it normally afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it in the next episode, where there's always that whole checklist of things to do after we kill one of the main bosses in the game. I'm just going to cover it then. So don't worry, you didn't mess anything up if you want to do Redmane Castle. Oh no. That guy's feisty. I was worried about the shield guys, but there's the little one to be worried about. Get the arrow sting talisman from that chest. That just increases the strength of your arrows. And then we can warp to Southern Aeonia Swamp Bank right here. Pop out to the road, there's going to be a troll up above that throws some giant throwing pots down at you, so just kind of keep moving and ignore that, hopefully. Got some golden runes on these corpses. Glass shard, and then go through this gate and kind of hug the right wall so you don't upset that guard dog. And into the shack to speak to Gowry, which is going to start Millicent's questline. Now, Millicent's questline is probably... Hear the request also when he asks you. Millicent's questline is probably the longest and most complex questline in the game, which is saying a lot because Ranni exists, but I'd say Millicent's is quite a bit harder and somehow even more obscure. But that's up for debate, I guess. Sorry if I just kept spamming that, I wasn't paying attention. Now, as I've kind of explained a couple of times, there are a lot of NPCs in the game that don't really have their own questline. They kind of just exist to move along other people's questlines, and they're related to other people's questlines who are more important to the story of the game. And Gowry is one of those examples. So, you know, I'm going to try to just put the normal like quest tracker overlay on the screen that I normally do, but it's just another one of those situations where it's like he really is just there for Millicent's questline, but Millicent's questline on her own is like so long and complicated that I don't want to like fit all the Gowry steps into that overlay too. Otherwise, I mean, either way, the entire screen is just going to be covered in text by the end of it. But yeah, the quest tracker, what I'm getting at is just a way to keep track of interactions with that specific NPC even if he doesn't really have his own quest line. It's just, you know, maybe it's helpful, maybe it's not. It's on the screen anyway, so fight me. Anyway, from there, go west towards the swamp. And then not these trees here, but right in front of me, there's like this huge ring of trees with a space in the middle. We don't want to go over this little hill here into that circle. Also, if you stay on Torrent, you won't get affected by rot, but if you're on foot here, all that red liquid will build up scarlet rot. Grab this grace here, and then there are a couple of things to explain. So there's a boss fight in that ring of trees straight ahead, which we'll do in a second. But before you do that, you want to carefully make your way out here into the middle of the rot. Now, I'm not sure exactly. I think the tree dead ahead, like right above my character's head, I think that island is about where it's going to trigger. We're going to get invaded by Millicent, and we'll have to kill her. You can see little Clean Rot Knight right there in the top right corner. There's a few of these patrolling around, and they're not terribly difficult to kill, but if you get knocked off of Torrent, then you're dealing with the Scarlet Rot buildup, and you don't want to be dealing with that and the Clean Rot Knights and the Millicent Invader all at the same time. So what I like to do is wherever I see a couple of these, just try to take them out before we trigger the Millicent invasion. Try to make our lives a little bit easier. Oh my god. Oh! Really not going well. Oh, that's mostly because I tried to fight it on Torrent. I'm just gonna reset because I'm like out of... Oh, I got a little replenish there. Okay. Let's go out there a bit. There's gonna be more of those knights. See one dead ahead over there. And we get kicked off of Torrent once Millicent invades also, so that's why you want to be in like a good position where you're just confident that the knights are not going to bother you. And they patrol a huge area also. Alright, there she is. She's gonna come in over there. I don't see any knights in the vicinity, so I think we're okay. Now Millicent's not too bad, but if you haven't played any late game Elden Ring, you might not know about this thing called Waterfowl Dance, and that's something that we don't want to get hit with. It looks something like that. That's the baby version that doesn't do any damage, by the way. Alright, cool. So, yeah, once again, of course, just demonstrating that for the walkthrough, of course. You know, wouldn't have died to it otherwise. Just wanted to show you how much of a threat it is. But now that you're aware of the situation, I'm just gonna play this stupid and run out here despite the knights patrolling around. I'm also gonna fight her like down here. Less bumpy terrain. You should be able to knock her out of it with a jumping attack pretty easily too when she jumps up. She can heal once, which she'll probably do here. Oh, there goes a knight. Just gonna send it here. There we go. Alright, and then she drops a whole bunch of stuff. There's another knight that pops up here too. So you can see that they like kind of spawn in and come out of the swamp, which is not cool. We get a Sacramental Bud, Golden Rune 3, Golden Rune 5, Golden Rune 10, and then make my way back towards the completely lost. Grace is over here somewhere. This area's crawling with knights now. So just try to do that fight quickly. But you don't have to kill Millicent there as an invader for the questline by any means. But after we give Gowry an item called the Unalloyed Gold Needle, which we're going to do here in like 2 seconds, she won't invade you again there. So that's like that's your only chance to do it kind of deal. And you got all the golden runes, so I feel like it's worth the effort. What now? I think, yeah, we're ready for the boss fight now. So this one's kind of a weird one. Once we hop inside here, it's going to start. You can get a couple free hits while he summons reinforcements, but he's just like this commander guy, so his whole thing is just like fighting people or summoning people to fight on his behalf. And he summons this like firing squad. And then he has this like huge Scarlet Rot AoE attack that I'd like to maybe bait out if I can. I don't know if he's going to cooperate though. But what you can do is just kind of ignore these guys. There it is. No, never mind. That just buffs all his guys, so you see they do like a ton of damage now. There it is. Oh, he stopped it. I don't know. Either way, you don't have to kill all the ads if you don't want to. What I like to do usually with this enemy is bring him outside here. You want to be wary of the Clean Rot Knight that was patrolling around here though, because we don't want to get them involved if possible. You can also summon one of Millicent's sisters right here if you want, but that's going to give him more health, so I don't want to do that. But what we can do is pull him out here to these geysers and just make him stand in them, and the geyser exploding itself will do a chunk of damage, and that smoke you see coming out will do a little damage over time afterwards. And when he summons that first round of reinforcements, as you saw, all of them like to have a crossbow out. And because the AI in this game, for the most part, is just kind of stupid, those guys are just kind of keep, for the most part, keep trying to shoot us through the wall. So usually you only ever have the commander out here to deal with. There are exceptions sometimes, but that's usually how it goes in my experience. And then when he gets low, he'll summon another round of reinforcements, and they will prefer melee, but he should be mostly dead by that point. So I like to just kind of kite him around through the geyser here. Hit him from Torrent a little bit. Oh, there's that big AoE. Does a ton of Scarlet Rot buildup, so kind of tires himself out afterwards. We got 3 guys just to work with here as well. It's just a little challenging because he has a lot of health, and if you hop off of Torrent, then you got the Swamp Rot to deal with. So just take your time, play it safe, do what you gotta do. And keep in mind that the geysers can hurt you as well. A nice bleed proc there. Now he's going to summon, but they will get summoned in the center of his arena. So you have some time before they come over, and this is where you just want to be a little more aggressive and finish them off. Because they will be running over. See there, they just disappeared. And then the Clean Rot Knight is of course right there. So you don't want to like linger in this area because you'll aggro it too. And you can also cheese it with the geyser, and the geyser will like nearly one-shot them, so it's not too bad to get rid of them if you do have to deal with the commander and the Clean Rot Knight at the same time. But the knights are a lot more agile, so it's a little harder to like force them to stand in the geyser. But anyways, you get his command standard and the unalloyed gold needle, and then we can make our way back to Gowry. Oh wait, no, forgot something. Be very careful of exactly what I just did. If you fight him outside of his arena, don't forget that a grace spawns in here. It's not really that important, but I didn't want to miss it. And actually, yeah, before we go back to Gowry, since we're right here, let's just pick up some items in the area. Gowry can wait. Hop over this east wall back here. Some fireflies if you want to take them out for their heads, but We're here currently for Teardrop Scarab explodes. Get the Ash of War Sacred Ring of Light, which is what those Clean Rot Knights were hitting us with a second ago. And out here, there's like 5 of them. They'll just spawn in, crawl out of the swamp. I don't really want to deal with them. They can drop their armor and everything, which is kind of nice. It's a pretty cool set, but also rare drop. But you saw they're kind of tanky, so I just don't want to deal with it. But from where you picked up those items, go kind of west, southwest. There'll be this small island over here with a glowing teardrop scarab on it. Get the Ash of War Poisonous Mist. And then from here, we can go over to the shore. And then just kind of follow it north. I think this is Grace we already got, right? Yeah, this is way over Aeonia Swamp Shore. I get all turned around in here. This place is not easy to navigate. But keep following the shore north. Up to these ruins. This is Streets of Sages ruins. Now, at the beginning of the walkthrough, I told you guys if you were a intelligence-based caster, you might want to come over here and loot this place for the Meteorite Staff. There's Golden Rune 4 there too. And the Rock Sling Sorcery. So you might already have this, but if not, better late than never. Loot that for the Traveler's Set and a Perfume Bottle. The Perfume Bottles work very similarly to the Cracked Pots and Ritual Pots, so don't really feel the need to re-explain those. You can fill them with all sorts of different things. They'll have different effects. I'll let you read the descriptions and all that. And the Rock Sling Sorcery, there you go. I'm gonna mount up Torrent when we get back outside. And over here to the northeast. Follow this giant cliff wall, and then there's gonna be an entrance off to our left, marked by a giant teardrop scarab right there. Go in this canyon over here. And then make sure on Torrent and just run, because all these things are gonna explode. Back to this giant crystal, Somber Smithing Stone 5. There's a bunch of glintstone fireflies around the outside if you want to grab those. And then go back to the shore. Just ignore that giant ball there too, it's not really a threat. We're just going to continue following the shore to the east here now. Until we find an invisible teardrop scarab. Should be here. I'm not sure why it's not. It drops the poison armament incantation, which I have. Okay, so I've killed it already, but it's just a normal one of those ones that runs around and is invisible and awful. So once you kill that, run out here to this island, Rune Arc, and then back to the shore. Over here, there's going to be a Rotten Stray guarding the Rotten Stray ashes, but not very well. And grab the Grace. Alright, so once you have the Grace, we can just run back to Gowry now and bring him that gold needle we got from Commander O'Neill. Just gonna run along the swamp coast because these guys are slower to react than all the wizards in town, so. Just find a place to climb up here wherever. speak to Gowry, get Sellia's secrets, and exhaust his dialogue.
Can you give me as well, mate? Can you as well, mate?
And then go ahead when he starts repeating himself, reload the game. And then speak to him again.
Will you give it? I will reward.
And you get the unalloyed gold needle.
To a wretched fate. Do you that I would show? Well, I'm the one mere bear she is, but the rotting I doubt it. Oh, she's come do so. She's come do so.
Alright, there we go. So now we are good to go speak to Millicent. But before we do that, since we're right here, let's just clear this town out. So I'm going to start by just running all the way to the other side. And I'm going to ignore any items that I may find along the way because this town is very annoying to navigate. So if I start grabbing items right now out of the order I intended to grab them, I'm going to get lost and probably forget something. But there's a golden seed right here and this big seal. There are a few of these seals in this town, and if you open up your inventory and find Sellia's secret over here, it'll tell you about these 3 flames on the candle towers that break the seal. So we're going to extinguish said flames, or light them, I can't remember. So hop up here for the first one. Light the first flame. Seal is broken in town somewhere, and we're just going to do all 3, so after that, all the seals will be broken, and we can just reap the rewards. And then, let's see. Wait. Okay, yeah, I said light all 3 seals first, so. Here's the second one. And the third one is over here. Alright, and then for some reason, in my notes I said to just start from the golden tree again, so we're gonna do that. So from the stairs, find whatever spot you want to hop up, and then we're gonna make our way over here so that we can jump onto this roof. Get the Cerulean Tear Scarab, and then you can drop down in this corner for Miquella's Lily. And there's going to be invisible guys all over the place, just popping out of the woodwork here, so take out whichever ones seem necessary to take out, which is probably going to be most of them, unfortunately. Otherwise, they're just going to keep shooting you with blue lasers like this guy. Crack open this chest for an imbued sword key. Those are the special ones that we need to unlock the way gates back at 4 belfries in Aeonia. So we have another one of those now, which is nice. Stop that. Over here in the street, take a left first. Some poison grease. I really don't like this place at all. Go down the stairs, cut right into this alleyway. Get another Miquella's Lily. And then left again to this main street. And left again. That was really embarrassing. Should be a chest right here. Open that for Night Comet. And then keep going down the street. And up here on the left, there's going to be a ton more enemies. I'm just going to run in here. Maybe. Steal this painting. And get out of here. There's going to be a lot of people that are upset by us doing that. Hop on this roof for Poison Bloom. Mount up Torrent. Jump back up to the upper level-ish. Come over here. There's going to be a few sorcerers right here. I have like no poise, which makes this infinitely more frustrating. Alright, once they're taken care of, open that chest, so we got some flasks back, nice. Spelldrake Talisman +1, and then we need to get up high again, so we're going to backtrack to the Golden Tree. Hop onto this route, tree branch, whatever. Drop down here for the Staff of Loss, and then if you can, make this little jump on the edge here, and then you can get back up to the roof. If you fall, it's fine. Just go back to the tree, retrace your steps, and then we're gonna go back towards this third candle tower. I want to get up here and take out this teardrop scarab. It's gonna teleport. Oh, we got him too quickly. Get the double slash. Usually he teleports like right here, and then I get him there, but whatever works for you. No! Back to the beginning. We love this game. I keep not noticing that I'm in combat, and then Torrent actually takes stamina. Not sure why I went this way again. Carefully now. Stone Sword Key. And then last, and let's be honest, probably least, over here. Toxic Mushrooms. Alright, and then if you're not in combat, you can warp back to... Oh, I see what I did wrong. There will be no warping. So after you break the seals, one of the seals was this big one up here by the tree. So you could come back here and get this grace, but I skipped it. It's right here though, so you can just walk over, obviously. And then heal up if you need to. There's a boss fight ahead. Oh, we're good to get another flask as well. You might not be in your world, just throwing that out there, because this character is not in the same place that our main walkthrough character is, so take that with a grain of salt. If you're worried that you didn't have an extra flask there and you might have missed a golden seed somewhere, don't be. Alright, so Nox, Swordstress, and Priestess, pretty straightforward. The only real gimmick is that their weapons stretch, so they have a lot more range than they seem like they would. Okay, relax. If you're having a hard time with them, like, standing right next to each other and attacking in sync, you can throw any projectile, really. And they have that really annoying thing that lots of, like, invaders have, where they just, like, automatically dodge it. So you can use that trick to get them to split up if you need them to. But other than that, just kind of go in on them. I think she's stuck back there, so I'm just gonna let this guy get all the way out. They're really annoying with just like... One of them wants to be attacking and the other one wants to be running away. So if he decides that he doesn't want to attack, then there's not much you can do except just chase. You can backstab him though. That's one down. Even though this one did get stuck, I really don't usually have an issue with them like being hyper aggressive and both trying to attack me. So, not something you probably have to worry about. Get the Nox Flowing Sword. Make sure you grab the Grace, and then up here, crack open the chest for Lusat's Glintstone Staff. And with that, we're back to Sellia Backstreets, because we actually have that now. And now we can deal with Millicent. So, mounts up Torrent, because we're going to need to dodge some boulders up ahead. Once you get past the second corner, not this one, it's the first. You can climb up these routes too, but it's not really necessary. Second corner here. Oh, we're going uphill today, nice. And there's the other one, and now we're in the clear. So we're going to that church up ahead, but I'm going to swing wide left of it so we don't have to fight the pests in front of it. Take the side entrance. And then grab all the loot, Sacred Tier right there for our flasks, Sacramental Buds, Aeonian Butterflies. Millicent's bleeding out over there, but she'll manage a couple more seconds. The loot is what's important. Grab the Grace too, just cover all our bases before we help her. It's the right thing to do. And then speak to Millicent.
My flesh is a cup.
Give her the unalloyed gold needle.
But never mind. I would rather than simply. Would you mind?
Oh, I just noticed that you can skip that screen. I've never seen that prompt before. She's gonna pass out. You can either rest or reload the game. And then she'll be up and good to go. Talk to her again. Get the prosthesisware heirloom. That one's gonna boost your dexterity.
It's all thank my name is Millicent. I'm with the needle, my destiny.
And she has nothing left to say. So rest again, and she will leave. I can upgrade my flask again. This one you will have since it's a Sacred Tier. Alright, and then with that taken care of, we're gonna go out here to the west, southwest, drop down this road here. And we're gonna kill all the enemies along this road because each of these winged dames, they're like the weird bats that have like a human head. I really wish I hadn't just missed you. They're gonna give us a golden rune 9 the first time we kill them, so... Lots of runes here for... I would say not that much work, but I kind of fumbled this pretty bad. Oh, my controller died. Yes, dude, let's go. Okay, we're back for a second. I don't have audio. I don't know if you guys lost audio also. That wouldn't make sense. Oh, it's really dead. Come on, please, not like this. Just let me kill them before... It's dead again. Please. We can do it. I can feel it. Nope, it's for real dead this time. Alright. Gotta go find batteries. Alright, we're back. So, let's try this again. Get the jump on at least one of you. That's better. Oh, that's not. They're just so annoying. Gotcha. Alright, that's 2. Just remind yourself, we're getting rich after this, alright? It's all worth it. This road is like the craziest get-rich-quick scheme in all of Elden Ring. It's not even slightly true now that I think about it, but Golden Rune 9s we like. I think there's one more to my left that I'm running past. I'm hoping it doesn't wake up, so let's kill this as quickly as possible. Okay, it was a regular bat. Oh no, there is one over here. There we go. Golden Rune 9s for everyone. And then you can climb up here. Get a measly little Golden Rune 5. Up ahead in this field there's a bunch of demi-humans and the troll that was throwing pots at us earlier. There's nothing really over there, so you can... I mean, there's all those butterflies, I guess, if you want them, but other than that, you can ignore that. Right here, there's going to be 3 sorcerers. That almost got really bad. But we recovered. Black key bolts. Golden Rune 4, who needs it? We have Golden Rune 9s now. And then you can kind of ignore these goats to the best of your ability. They're going to try to start a problem, but we run past it, ignore them. And there's going to be a Bloodhound Knight hiding in this tower up ahead. So heal up, do whatever you need to do before that. Down he goes. That one's not really too bad as far as most of the ones we have to fight in this game, I feel like. You get the Eternal Darkness Sorcery. And then warp to... Hold on. I can't remember if there's a spot to climb down here easily. I feel like there's not. Yeah, we're very high up. Are there tombstones, though? Could be tombstones. No. Okay, so warp back to Sellia back streets. Or understairs, sorry, not back streets. And we're going to return to Gowry's shack one more time. Speak to Millicent. Alright, then once you exhaust her dialogue, reload the game. And then Gowry's back somehow.
For giving the needle. You've been as thanks for the loss.
Alright, so now he's going to allow you to buy some spells if you want them. You'll have access to these for a bit, so no rush really. But I want to point out Nightmane's Mist, very powerful for only requiring 14 intelligence. It's a big mist cloud that deals around 1500 damage over the course of about 15 seconds to anything standing inside of it. And you can also charge it up to increase the size of the mist cloud. Pretty handy if you know there's like a ton of enemies in a room and you want to kill them or get a head start on them before they have a chance to see you. You can kind of mist them around the corner or whatever. And then you can also mention that Millicent paid a visit if you want.
You know, as I've is to be please me like her mother. But come on.
And yeah, all right, good to go there. So I have Fort Feroth next in my notes, but I chose to do that earlier in the walkthrough. That's up here where we killed the giant dragon for runes earlier. And there are two notable things in there. There's the Radagon Source Seal Legendary Talisman and the... what's it called? One of the halves of the Dectus Medallion. So we got both of those. If you haven't done that yet for some reason, then you can just run up the hill that was next to the Church of Plague where we met Millicent, and you can find your way up there. But it's pretty straightforward. So alright, so at this point we're ready to do the night bosses and field bosses in Caelid. So you can go ahead and warp to Cathedral of Dragon Communion. I'm here already. I'm going to set the time to night. But while I was writing this guide, I AFK'd here for about 2 hours while I was working on homework. And had my headset on, still just listening to ambient Elden Ring sounds. Why I was doing that in Caelid, I could not tell you. But all of a sudden, I heard a loud noise, got some souls, or runes rather, and the Ash of War Poison Moth Flight. So, if you leave it up to fate, something in Caelid might just kill the Knight's Cavalry over here. I genuinely have no idea what it could have possibly been, but, you know, it can happen. Now, he'll patrol pretty far, all the way down that trail to the right where all the crows and the dogs and stuff are, so if he's not over here where I'm fighting him right now, I'd probably just rest at a grace and reset him, because there's nothing really that's going to get in the way right here. But we do not want to involve the crows and stuff. Pretty normal Knight's Cavalry fight, though. Just don't want to get hit with the bleed on that flail. It's funny, I was doing just so much more damage to this guy. This fight literally ended in like 15 seconds on my other character. I just got better luck, I guess, with being able to hit him constantly to get him off the horse, and then took like one backstab and he was basically done once he was off. Well, I got the crit when he fell down, then the wake up backstab, I guess I should say. Alright, now over here, I'm a little worried about this fight, but make as big of a stack of holy water pots as you can. I can only make 12 on this character. You should be able to do about 15. And then we have a Deathrite Bird to deal with. Now this one, it just drops a Greatsword. The Greatsword does, its special attack is basically just what this bird does with the Ghost Flame. It's got like a Ghost Flame explosion, or send out that trail of fire in front of you. So if that's not something that you plan on using, then you can definitely just ignore this for right now. Come back to it, because other than the runes, there's nothing to gain here. But this holy water pot's messed it up if you can land your shots. I like to fight this one on Torrent. As I mature as an Elden Ring player, I'm beginning to kind of feel like Torrent might be the move for all of these birds, but especially here because there's so much like bumpy terrain that you can get stuck on if you're not on Torrent. Oh, I am landing these headshots like a pro. Making quick work of this dude. Exact same moveset as the one back in Aeonia though. Watch out for that. It's gonna make like a star pattern with the flame. Okay. Thought you could jump over that. I was very wrong. That's not a holy water pot. Down he goes. Revive Torrent. And you get the Death's Poker. So, that went really well for me, and that's just because I was landing headshots with the holy pots, but I'm very aware that that can go a lot differently. It can go a lot worse than that. So, like I said, if you need to come back to that one later, no worries, because it's just a stronger version of that other one, which is also a huge pain to deal with. So with that, I believe we are ready to move on to the dragon. So let's go back to Cathedral of Dragon Communion. Now, hands down, the biggest thing for this fight is just to anticipate the breath attacks and be ready to quickly hop on Torrent, which is kind of the same thing that I've told you for all the dragons, but this one especially so, just because some of these clouds of rot breath are just massive. And the dragon itself is also just large. So once we kind of get over the crest of this cliff, it's going to wake up. Now, I have a very cool strat, which, am I able to do it? No. Well, I'm still going to do it, but here's how it goes. Latenna, the Albinaric, I believe the ashes are called. I have them at +2 right now. You should be able to have these at +4 at least, if not 5, if you're willing to burn some ghost gloveworts, which maybe you don't want to right now. If there's another like legendary special ash that you like putting your ghost gloveworts into, then by all means keep doing that. But if you have some to spare, just knowing that you will get more later in the game, I would recommend for this fight bumping up Latenna, because what you can do is you can perch her on either this cliff I'm standing on here or the one straight ahead of me where that tree is, and she will just rain down hell upon this dragon from a safe position. Now, the downside is that she's super squishy, and if the dragon does turn its attention to her rather, then she's just dead. She's basically going to get one shot. Especially if any of the rot breath makes its way up here. And the other downside is that if the dragon decides to like come up here personally to deal with her, it has a nasty habit of getting stuck on these cliffs, which if you're playing a caster and can cheese it with ranged attacks while it's stuck up here, that might be a blessing in disguise. If you're melee, it tends to be very annoying, and it's really hard to get the dragon back down in my experience. So, and that kind of goes, like, that's not just a lieutenant thing. The dragon is just kind of too big for its own good. I've seen it get stuck on that cliff, on this cliff, over there in that cluster of trees. Like, it doesn't have enough room to fight right here. So, just be aware that that can happen. But if you go for the Lieutenant strat, and you have not only a 3rd talisman slot, which you should have if you've been following the walkthrough, but you should also have the Shabriri's Woe talisman, which causes enemies to be more aggressive towards you. You can put that on, and while you're down there fighting the dragon, it should keep him on you, keep his sights on you, so that Latenna is not in danger. I do not have the Shabriri's Woe talisman on this character. I'm still going to try this. I'm going to drop her right here. She has enough range to hit the dragon, basically, as far as the eye can see. And, yeah, but I don't know if she's going to keep the dragon off of her. We're going to be aggressive with the dragon. Now, this is just a torrent-only fight, in my opinion, because every time the dragon so much as stomps, it's going to make little clouds of scarlet rot, and we just don't want that to, you know, hit us. See there? That's going to do damage over time, just standing in it, not to mention building up scarlet rot status effects. If you can hit the dragon in the head, as always, that's the better thing to do. But, like I said, this dragon's bigger, so it's a lot harder to do. You have to jump, even on torrent, usually, to hit it in the head. But it's still worth trying. Watch out for the breath. This is the giant cloud, it looks like. He's going to lift his head straight up and then breathe straight down. Massive, massive cloud of Scarlet Rot. Flame Cleanse Me, again, I've reminded you many times to have it equipped. Still good idea here, obviously. He's got that attack where he kind of roars and like drools out a little Scarlet Rot. But you can see how much damage that does. Even over there, Lieutenant can still hit him, and it's just peppering him with little bits of damage. It's really nice. She's only at +2, so it's really not doing a lot, but if you have her at +4 or 5 right now, it really does make a difference. Got a crit. Opportunity for one at least, if I can get to his face. Nice. Now this dragon is weak, or pretty weak to pretty much all types of damage. It's decaying, as you can see, not in the best health. Bleed is always going to kind of be king with things with giant health bars like this because of the percentage-based damage. But one trick, if you do have access to it for this fight, that's really nice, is fire and frostbite, because it is especially weak to fire. Frostbite also does huge chunks of damage when it procs, and if you combo fire and frostbite, the fire damage will actually reset the frostbite status effect and let you proc it again, so you can keep getting those chunks of damage from the actual activation of the frostbite status effect. I realize not everyone is going to have access to a reliable source of fire and ice damage though, so take that with a grain of salt. There's the giant cloud again, run far away. Other than like kind of the drooling Scarlet Rot and the lifting its head up and breathing straight down, it's pretty much just normal dragon breath attacks, same animation, same tells. I'm telling you, it'll just get stuck on absolutely anything. And it's gonna reset. If it goes out of bounds like that and it resets, it should not get a heal. So don't worry about that. If you rest and reset it, it will get a heal. There we go. Down goes Decaying Ekzykes. You're going to get a Dragon Heart, and it's going to tell you a new Draconic power is available at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. That's going to be Ekzykes Rot Breath, or Ekzykes Decay it's called, but it's like the upgraded version of the Rot Breath incantation, so that is there if you want it. Now, I think we're done. Done with Caelid, except for the boss, but that's it's gonna do it for this episode. Finally, the nightmare is over. I apologize for this being like the worst episode of the walkthrough. It was unfortunate that lost the first recording and had to really scrap for this one with low level characters, but we made it work. And you know, if maybe you've fallen behind the power level of the main walkthrough character and you are a little underleveled, then maybe this was helpful to see from the experience of someone else that's a little underleveled for this area. But we'll be back to the old character in the next episode. We're going to take on Radahn. We're going to take on Redmane Castle. Got a whole bunch of stuff to do. So thank you for watching. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. Hopefully it was a little helpful in some way. And I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.